Hello everybody and welcome to my Thunder, not really tier list, but just basically talking about all the Thunder units on this game right now. Now obviously I didn't use everybody in here, but I used a fair amount and I think I could have enough to basically give my opinion on these. Of course feel free to disagree with me in the comments or just if you don't really like what I use or what I say, but I think I have the most meta opinion. This is just talking about meta, not just for waifu reasons as well, but yeah. First off, let's start with these are just all of the Thunder units right now, primary attribute of course, and we're gonna go into the roles. Now first let's talk about the Detonators. Now these are the Detonators. We have Michael, Requiem, Eve, Dinah, Tessa, and Angel. Obviously Schwartz is also kind of like a detonator here since his chain combo is literally a detonators, so you could use him as a detonator, but he's classified as a sniper role, quote unquote, but yeah, for now. Now let's start off with the lowest rarity, Angel. Now Angel is okay, I guess. Like I seen some people that use her, and for some reason there's a bunch of people on the Discord server as well that honestly have that are Angel simps. I guess just a cult following her, and I could see why. For some, I guess I don't know. I think her, yeah, but like as a DPS or obviously there's gonna be better options than Angel. Now the next one, Tessa. Now, not to say this just because this, but I have 80 in my Tesla, E10 at A3, whatever. Yeah, basically maxed out my Tesla, even Affinity 10 and stuff like that. And so far, I really enjoy her kit. She's just a pulling, basically just use everybody's other active skill and then destroy people if you have higher enough stacks. I would say use it like around 15 stack in a normal round or something, but I would use it like around to finish off bosses or just like if they have enough, and then like around near the end, like around 20 stacks is really good already. And like yeah, just at A3 she does a lot and a very good option just for detonators in general, just on Thunder. Yeah. And yeah, next we have Dinah. Now Dinah is a chain, her chain combo is a 5-9-13 if I recall correctly, and her damage is good if you could pull off if against bosses too, because detonator role is like mainly against bosses, and Dinah is good against bosses. Example like 8-14, if you could hit all of the tiles, all the 9 tiles, so she could do a lot of damage. But just like out of that area and just general use, a 5 tile, a five tile chain combo is pretty annoying to use. It's kind of hard to pull off too, and it's way harder, unlike Tesla who has a 2, and also Michael who also has a 2. Dinah also has the same chain combo as Gonaru, we'll talk about later, so you could have the same like way of attacking, which is cool and all, but I don't think it's really that useful when you can't really pull it off that easy. Eve. I personally have not used Eve, but from what I just see in general, Eve is okay-ish. Her stun is nice, but her CD is a bit too long. If you have max breakthrough, then that's really nice, and I would recommend using her if you do, if you're a whale. But if for a free to play, I don't think Eve is that much worth it, and I think honestly Tessa is a better usage than Eve in my opinion. But of course you could build her if you really want to. She is nice over in general, but her chain is, for me personally, is not to my liking since it's a cross chain. You can see, I don't know if I'm really trying it here or not, but yeah, I don't really like using her, and though I don't have her, but I just the way I see it, I don't think I would enjoy using her kit that much. And her overall, just her thing is nice for like stunning and stuff, but it also mess up some attack patterns that other people used. Example, Inspire, like floor 66 or something along those lines and stuff like that. Now Requiem, I don't really want to go into much into Requiem, but from just what I heard she consumes around like some Viz and maybe like stacking up like Tessa, so like basically these two are just a nuke, a bomb waiting to happen. So yeah, but I won't get too much into detail because I don't know too much and I'm not personally like seen too much from Requiem since there's not that many people that already has the old seal characters. Of course whales, but like yeah. Next we have Michael. Now, Michael, as personally, I have built Michael, and I got her as my second Thunder 6-star, and Michael is just overall the best DPS of Thunder. Just overall as a detonator role as well. Even, I think, Inspire detonator role is like way more valuable than actual like sniper role, because it's you like you could still use a detonator in a sniper's role when Michael's chain combo is a 2 like Tesla, and overall just his her chain combo damage is very a lot. Just overall very good. She's easy to use. She has a teleport too at 3 cooldown, which is really nice to have. And just overall the best unit. If you pull her, just build her, you'll have an easy time and breathe through everything, obviously. Next, we'll go to the other role, which is snipers. Now, I personally have never built most of these characters, so take what I say here as a grain of salt. But personally, Raph, I think Raph, I seen my sister who has an A3 Raph. I seen her use Raph a lot too, since that is her around her first 6 stars too, and Raph is honestly really good. Her cooldown for me is 5 CD, which is I think it's pretty long just for a little added bonus of damage, but it still works. And like even with that, she's still pretty good since she still hits everybody, and she hits everybody pretty hard. Against bosses, I don't think she's like the best option, but obviously she could still be there to like basically just, yeah. Oh, I was supposed to do lower rare. Okay, let's just go down here. Mia. Now, have not used Mia, so I'm not too sure about her, but I don't think she is a good character to invest in personally. Just from talking to other people that have invested into Mia, and just overall, just don't use her as an option. I don't think she's that good as well. Next, Schwartz. Now, Old Man Helliger here has become the old man, right? I'd say he's the best second DPS. He acts more of a detonator since his chain is also like Eve, but except like less. It deviates at like around like 5 or whenever the hell. And honestly, Schwartz is broken, especially with his active. He could shred a lot of shield and just overall everything at E9, just what I've seen. And honestly, he's probably the second best DPS just in general against bosses, and even general stages. He's still really good. Next, Vivian. Now, I've seen some people build some Vivians, and I just really just look at it and I'm like, wow, why would you even do that? Her range is as short as Vice, and she's not that good and doesn't do as much damage as even Raph or even Kafka, heck or not. Next, Kafka. Now, Kafka and Tessa, both of them have a weird stacking thing. Tessa's stack is from using other Thunder Aurorian's active skill, while Kafka is running on Thunder Chalice. Her max stacks is, I think, around like 100 or something around that, like there. But I honestly think Kafka is a better option than Vivian and Mia. I think Raph is like the first one here, and Kafka as actual general sniper roles. Schwartz is good as a detonator, and Kafka is really good, honestly. Like, I seen some people that did clear the game in a few days just with Kafka plus Michael plus Tessa and just Umiet and Nandine or something like around like that. And it's honestly, she's really good. Like, she could hit everybody. She has a good chain. She also has a really good active skill, and just, yeah. And obviously it's positioning and stuff, but like, it does a lot when you stack enough. And yeah, I overall I think she's a very solid DPS and a very cheap investment as well overall over Vivian and Mia over here. Now, I'm not talking about the DPS. That's probably might be controversial. We have converters where it's more or less pretty universal in the agreement here. Now, these three in front here, Gonru, Beverly, and Iridon, they are all god tier. Not god tier. They are all really good. And you could use them at just getting one copy of them, while people like Nemesis depends on more dupes of her, such as being at Breakthrough 2 or Max Breakthrough, aka like 5 dupes of her. Now, Gonru and Iridon, Beverly. Beverly and Gonru does the same thing, which is convert 4 tiles, but they both Beverly does red and Gonru does red and blue, yeah. And yeah, overall these two are the best options. If you have either one of them, you're pretty much set. Iridon is probably the best other 6-star converter, since other elements have people like Uriel or like Raphael, which is more RNG heavy, while Iridon is more placing 2 prism styles. And if you're like me, who pulled another Iridon on her banner, you have enchanted prism tiles, which is really, really clutch sometimes. And yeah, you just amount to a lot of big brain plays. And yeah, now Nemesis, Generally, she is pretty okay. I A3'd her at breakthrough 0, but like honestly, it's she is not worth it without breakthrough 2. If you have another duper, then she is usable if you don't have the other 3. But these 3 are just honestly the only thing you need. And at max breakthrough, people would obviously use her. If she's at max breakthrough, her potential goes 10 times more higher. Her like just turn 1 conversion with 4 CD cooldown, it's just godsend. Next, we have Ansia. She is an RNG heavy like McClenny or Johnny Boom. And honestly, they are not good. Even at A3, they don't reset their own tiles. But before that, at a low investment, it is very hard to use them. Ahel is a teleporter like Peppy, if I'm sure about that, and she works well at A1. Obviously she doesn't really convert for real, but yeah. Umiyet, now this is like the second best options if you don't have these. I would even sometimes say Umiyet over Nemesis just because her cooldown is very short, and if you're using Tesla as well, like their combo just in general, like Umiyet helps Tesla stack, and you can stack a lot and then you can do a lot of damage. So sometimes Umiyet is even over Nemesis, but if you have these 3, then you're basically set on your converters. Now we're just talking about support. Personally, not use that much of these. Keating, Argo is nice, but it doesn't really have a place in the meta right now, and there's not that much stage that would need for Keating. I did see some people Keating 80, and I'm scared of those type of people. But yeah, Lilium, yeah, Lilium is pretty good. I personally think, cause since she could push back and it could help you in some bosses situation, though she's not universally like used obviously, but like she is still pretty good. Like obviously her damage is not as great, but like yeah. Now Nandine is the only option for a healer, but she's really good. Placing 1 lantern anywhere on the map is really good, and at E10 her blind could be afflicted around like 50% chance of inflicting blind, and sometimes that just comes clutch in RNG heavy boss fights. And just honestly, a really good healer, especially too, and just her art is really nice too. Rabbi is a teleporter and also a pushbacker knocker, and if you have her on preemptive, you could teleport turn 1. Now she's actually a really good person, though I personally never built her since I never had the need to use her. If you don't have any other options, she's a really good one too. Now Amy, she does other things instead of just healing, but she does heal as well. Umiyet even does heal with her equipment, but like it's very little. Nandine is probably the only other option. Amy, I wouldn't really suggest using her over Nandine for heals, but she does do other things to help you just overall in the gameplay. Now, basically, what I'm basically saying is your team comp, if you're looking for like a team comp or something, you could go to the Discord server and just ask it around over there too if you want. But like generally, the best like plausible team that I would say is Michael, Schwartz, Gonru, Iridon, Beverly, or Max Breakthrough Nemesis, and if you need heals, the Nandine. And yeah, honestly, I think that's basically it in a nutshell. I hope it's accurate. Of course, you could disagree with me, but these are just overall meta opinions, and just overall everything. So